The particular contract I alluded to, we don't have complete information on. We don't have great detail. I can't provide you a contract today. We know the contract number within our financial system. And again, as we work with the governor's office and the department, we'll be providing that information as is appropriate. We do know the particular contract is scheduled to end on September 30th of this year. The governor's office has indicated that contract will not be renewed. And again, in concern with our responsibilities across the state, we're going to be calling today for the governor's office and for state agencies to work to identify contracts with ACORN and its affiliates and to freeze spending immediately on these contracts until more information can be ascertained as to the use and the integrity of the dollars being spent through these contracts. We think an immediate freeze is an appropriate step, recognizing that there are certain contractual obligations we have as a state that can't be violated, but consistent with that and consistent with the action of the governor's office, we're calling for that as legislators, again, to make sure we're being stewards of our citizens' tax dollars as a state. Secondly, recognizing that it's not just the state of Georgia proper that has the potential to spend these dollars, we're strongly urging local governments, authorities, political subdivisions of the state to freeze spending immediately with any contracts they have with ACORN or their affiliate organizations, and to not continue such contracts until significant public conversation, public hearings, and potential more detailed scrutiny of the details of the contracts can be provided. Over time, we recognize that local governments are run by duly elected officials, but we think from what we've seen, it's a time for strongly encouraging those governments to, again, freeze spending to ACORN and make sure the public's involved in any further involvement with said organizations. Again, the Attorney General is a resource that can be used by local governments to investigate and ensure that dollars are being spent appropriately and legally. And again, we would certainly want to make local governments aware there's the strong potential for legislative action in the 2010 legislative session. I wouldn't want to forecast in detail what that might be. I'll let some of the other members speak to what they think that could look like. But there's certainly a potential and an interest among a number of legislators to take legislative action. As many as you know, the United States Senate within the past 10 days has taken action on a overwhelming bipartisan 83-7 vote, voted to not fund ACORN through a number of federal agencies, and we're hopeful that such a stance could be taken in a bipartisan way here in Georgia. And we would certainly call all legislators to be involved in their communities in that process. Also, we're considering recognizing there's an ACORN affiliate just 2.5 blocks from where we're standing here on Mitchell Street. Certainly considering the potential of excuse me? Okay. We're looking to be, again, very, very careful to ensure that if there's ACORN affiliates incorporated here in Georgia that would require an open records look, certainly considering the possibility of providing that information to the taxpayers to provide full transparency to any state or local dollars that are being spent there. Lastly, we're looking to provide a letter to legislators. Again, if you understand the organization of legislative delegations from specific counties, legislative delegations have legislative authority and oversight with respect to cities, counties, authorities, and political subdivisions of our state. We would just call on other legislators to be vigilant to make sure that dollars are being spent well within those authorities with respect to ACORN, its affiliates. And with that said, I'd like to turn this over to our Senate Majority Leader, Senator Chip Rogers. Again, as a collection of legislators here from the metro area, some from North Georgia, some from South Georgia, it's a concern that we have statewide. Senator Rogers.
Thank you, Ed. And Ed has helped us in leading this effort, and as you can tell, has done a fantastic job. I think it was just mentioned that the ACORN office located a few blocks from here is now gone. Our message today is that we'd like all the other ACORN offices to be gone. This is an organization that has clearly involved themselves in the past in some actions that have not just bordered on criminal activity, but actually been declared criminal activity. Their past history is bad enough, but the recent allegations and the recent evidence that we have seen on videotape falls in the category of reprehensible. This organization obviously has its tentacles far beyond just trying to mess with elections. Clearly, they're involved in other activity that really has no place in Georgia. What we are here today to talk about is to ensure that taxpayer dollars aren't going in any manner to help fund this type of organization, to fund these type of activities. So we have begun the process of looking from a state level to make sure there are no state contracts. We have identified the one that expires at the end of September. Clearly, the governor is not happy with this as well and has made it clear that of course, will not be renewed. But we want to look even further and make sure there are no other contracts by any other state agency that has gone to ACORN. And we're calling on local governments to do the same. We have talked to the heads of local governing organizations, and they concur with us, and hopefully they will assist us in this manner. We'd like to go even one step further and ask that any organization in Georgia that may be receiving any type of public funding, that they not have any involvement whatsoever with ACORN. And then finally, we'd like to call on, or I would personally like to call on all organizations, particularly political organizations, that may have any involvement with ACORN to cease and desist, to rebuke this organization as they should be rebuked, to ensure the voters of Georgia that this organization will not be involved in the election process, but even beyond that, simply will not be involved in activity in Georgia. Georgia has a very proud history. We don't want ACORN to stain it in any way. Thank you.
First, I want to thank Representative Setzler and Majority Leader Rogers for their leadership on this issue, and as well as the leadership in the House and the Senate and the governor's office. I mean, this is an issue that's very important to the people of Georgia. And in North Georgia, we have heard about this continuously over the past several weeks, and I think this is only a glimpse. So it's a glimpse at of what we see of a lack of accountability all throughout government, whether it's on the state level or even on the federal level. And so this is a great example, a great opportunity for the federal government to step up and become responsible and accountable, specifically for the amount of money that has been dispersed here in the past several months, and to put in measures that require accountability and oversight into how the funds are being spent. So we stand here united today to encourage our congressional delegation to stand firm and to reject future funding of ACORN and currently, and as well as ceased on the current funding as well. And we applaud our senators for voting to suspend the funding with the HUD, and as well as we appreciate what the Census Bureau has done as well. But now it's time for the House of Representatives to follow the same. An opportunity for that. It shows, basically, it's a glimpse at where lack of accountability is present, and that we've got to be most aware today that we've got to look at all levels of government and make sure that we're very, very accountable, because we are the stewards of the taxpayer dollars, and we want to provide as much accountability as possible. And this is just a great opportunity to take that one step further, whether it's throughout other programs and throughout other contracts as well.
I'm just wondering if we walk across the street, the governor's office said that they're saying that you're showing a lack of accountability in spending state dollars. Is that, am I missing this?
Well, I see what your question is. I mean, I think what I'm saying is from a federal level, this has been going on for some time now.
Okay.
And this is
you mentioned state and local too. So I'm just trying to see if we go to the governor and say that they're saying that we're showing a lack of accountability for spending dollars here.
Yeah, I don't think you heard me say the governor
okay,
is.
I'm sorry. I want to make sure I heard it
Yeah.
right, so I don't do that.
Okay.
What do we know about the contract that's going to expire this month?
We can answer. I'd say we've got one more person that'd like to speak, and then we'll be subject to questions. That's okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to come. I just come today to reiterate what my colleagues have already stated, and that is that every report that we've heard lately regarding ACORN involves gross criminal activity, from voter fraud to tax evasion to prostitution, illegal immigration. ACORN really has an unredeemable record of deceit, and we've just come today to stand firm to protect Georgia taxpayers against this corruption. On top of that, I'm asking our legislative delegation in Washington to stand with us in cutting off any and all funds to ACORN. It doesn't matter whether it's local, state, or federal money. It's all our money. And we ought not just cut off ACORN support and funding, but we need to investigate the corruption fully and prosecute those who are responsible. Thank you.